Hey guys, it's Amaterasu Pools actually out here with Sero-Kun's Pale Moon deck profile. Now this is an interesting one, which is
better than my one.
Yeah, better than our old McNuggets one, which was
this is actually the one.
This is okay. So yeah, it's Sero-Kun's. It's been working very well for him. So yeah, he's just going to talk about it, and yeah. So take it away.
Alright, we start out with the triggers. Well no, starting Vanguard first.
Lark Pigeon!
yeah, we have Lark Pigeon as the starting Vanguard.
It's actually quite useful.
Yeah, a lot of the Pale Moon decks these days are using Lark Pigeon rather than Underworld Manager, just because you don't really need the Soul Charge unless you're going on a deck revolving around Mrs. Hurricane or Golden Beast Tamer. This deck revolves more around having a good soul than having a big one. Onto the triggers, we've got pretty much standard 4 heal triggers. 4 criticals, not much to be said there. Only 6 stands.
Yeah,
I found 8 stands to be a bit much.
Draw triggers are
yeah, I don't like the lack of draw triggers when you're running 8.
Okay, so this is one of the first interesting things here. So, how do you think stand triggers go when you're running like Alice's and Mirror Demons?
Stand triggers are fantastic with Alice's and Mirror Demons.
It's like, oh yay, I guarded against the Alice attack. Oh no, here comes another one, I'm screwed, man.
Yeah, especially with that one. Especially with Robert as your Vanguard and being able to predict the stand trigger and hitting with the Alice or Mirror Demon without the boost. Although I still feel that it's always good to have a couple of draws, and just from experience, 8 stands is too much.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so moving on to the grade 1s.
Grade 1s, we have 4 Midnight Bunnies first.
Yeah.
This Midnight Bunny is awesome.
Pretty standard in Pale
Bunny.
7k and has the Soul Juggling ability, not much to be said there.
Yep.
4 Noggods, which is pretty much standard nowadays.
Yeah, definitely going up against the meta, you're gonna really need to widen your defenses against some of the new
Especially
decks.
since, like, Dimensional Police are going way up in price because...
no one likes Dimensional Police!
Hey, buddy! They won last tournament. So,
Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
It's not those. You're mainly looking out for Overlord DNs, Majesty Blast Lord builds.
Exactly, yeah.
So that defense is just really good for you. It's been working well for you, yeah?
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Next we have 3 Bicorns, which is a bit, you don't see that very often, but I find Bicorn works really well, just because the 8k is good up against the 13k Vanguards, of course. And another thing to mention before I continue is there's no Trapezist in this deck.
Yes. This is a Pale Moon deck without Trapezist.
No!
So if you're looking for a cheaper Pale Moon deck, this is
definitely the way to go.
Definitely the way to go.
Just because Trapezist, I definitely run them in this kind of build, except they're just hard to come by.
Yeah, just
really.
no access. So this is a deck that he's made without access to purple Trapezist. So
he's done well.
Yeah, he's done very well.
Yeah, this deck for a deck without Trapezist is working really, really well.
Okay.
But yeah, 3 8Ks. Just because, behind your Robert and Mrs. Hurricane, you can still hit that 18 and hit
18, 19.
Yeah, get the 10k guard off of the 13k Vanguards.
Very good. Okay, so and then you
still
got
the 3 turquoise. I was a bit. Usually I'd run 3 turquoise, but I've been testing out the puppet. The add 1 card from your hand to soul, just because it has the first half of the ability of Trapezist in theory, but I find that it's only really good late game, and it's better to have that potential 9k boost in my opinion.
Okay.
Would you say it's a crappy Trapezist?
Yeah, exactly. It's the same as Trapezist, but you don't get the bonus off of it of pulling a card from soul.
I'm definitely liking the Trapezist right now because the turquoise right now because 9k boost, it goes well right behind like Jumping Jills, as you can swing for that.
Yeah,
nice, 18 and so. Yep, and
2 grade 2s.
Grade 2s. We've got the 4 Crimson Beast Tamers, pretty much standard in any deck that runs them.
Yeah, so you're going for a Crimson Beast Tamer build here?
Yeah, I guess it's a semi because soul juggling as well. And one gold.
Why wouldn't you ride 4 turquoise?
For Crimson.
Turquoise.
How turquoise? With the 4 Crimson, would you like ever think about 4?
4 turquoise would be better if the 9k was a bit more consistent.
Yeah, okay.
Just because, like, we've only got 4 crimsons in the deck, and without Trapezist, there's no way, except for the puppet, of course, of pulling the crimson just all the way to game. I do have 1 Manticore. Okay. But if you don't have it, they're a 6k, which is not very good.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so grade 2 is 4 crimsons, just...
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you run 4 crimsons?
Very nice and soul. You're running the 10k vanilla?
Yeah,
Cerberus?
4 of the 10k vanilla, just because I would run 3 Jills and 3 Cerberus, except Jill, just thanks to the lack of Trapezists, 3 tends to be too much.
Yeah.
Because there's no way of getting them into Soul.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, onto that, that's 2 Jills there.
Yep.
Which is, yeah, fine, because on the occasion that you don't get a Crimson as your grade 2, you'll often get a Jill. And then you can pull that with Mrs. Hurricane or anything else that can Soul Juggle, really. And here we have 2 of the Mirror Demons.
Yes, going for Mirror Demon, how are they working out for you as an 8k grade 2 with the Alice Midnight Bunny effect? Do they work well for you, or...?
8k is a bit tough to work with at times.
Yeah. Like, what's his name? Silent Tom.
Yeah, kind of like Silent Tom at the moment.
Just like Silent Tom.
I like it, especially going up against Majesty Blastlord builds. You'll get some power from the turquoise.
Yeah, hopefully.
Definitely, but do you pull off the on-hit effect?
Yeah, I do, actually. I was using it just the other day. But behind, you've still got 16 with the 8k and 17, which is good against Majesty Blastlord, not the others, but with turquoise. But really, you're not going to be going for the Vanguard with Mirror Demon.
Yeah,
from experience, like, you just want to get something out of your soul, just hit something that your opponent doesn't really want to guard as much.
It's too low. They'd normally probably let through the higher attacks, or if they didn't want to, they'd probably let through the lower attacks just for some damage for the Overlord effects and...
Exactly.
Majesty... Well, sorry, actually, Majesty doesn't have an effect like that. For Blaster Blade, if they want to use that in the Majesties.
Yeah.
So... those are the grade 2 lineups, or...?
Yeah, onto the grade 3s.
Grade 3s, so...
My main Vanguard is Robert, just because his skill is great to have that ability to protect the top card, especially with cards like Alice and Mirror Demon.
You're running 7 grade 3s, so you don't have any trouble getting to it, like, you're only running like 2 draw triggers, and you don't have much trouble getting to it, do you find, or...?
No, I've had times where I haven't gotten it, but only as much as a regular player.
Okay.
Regular deck.
So, you're only running 2 Nightblood Doll Alice? How does that work out for you?
I was running 3, but I found myself riding her as my Vanguard way too much, which is not such a big problem if you've got another grade 3 coming soon, because having Alice in Soul is never a bad thing, of course. But just for those couple of turns we're waiting for your other grade 3, it's not a very good situation to be stuck in.
Okay. And then you're running 1 Mistress Hurricane?
1 Mistress Hurricane. For when this deck doesn't really revolve around Mrs. Hurricane, like, it's more a Robert Alice kind of build. But the 1 Mrs. Hurricane I find has worked for me really, really well. Like, late game, if you ride it over Robert, you often will have the 8 in Soul. Although that isn't really necessary. Her effect is more focused around pulling out the card from Soul. Sort of works like an Alfred Early, in a sense, for me. It's how you just get an advantage late game. Also, if you have been forced to ride a Jill rather than a Crimson Beast Tamer, you've got that Jill's ability, like, without having to get an on-hit attack.
And then you've got 1 Barking Manticore?
1 Barking Manticore. I think both the Manticore and Hurricane are used to... one of their uses are to stop Robert from decking me out, because that...
Yes, of course, like, definitely, you see that a lot with Robert and CEO.
Yeah, same with
They're really
CEO.
just soul charging each turn, you're really taking lots of cards away from you.
Yeah.
4 per turn if all added up is 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4, so pretty big.
But yeah, the reason I put Manticore in there rather than another Mrs. Hurricane or an Alice is just because you can get that 13k, which is, again, really great against the new Vanguards without having to boost. You can hit the 13.
Okay, and yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so sorry. So you like the Barking Manticore? Yes.
I do like it,
yeah.
but I probably wouldn't run as the main Vanguard.
Yeah, of course. It's just good for like getting that Crimson Beast.
Yeah, exactly.
In Soul if you don't have it already. Yeah, so very good. So that's basically the deck overall.
Question time.
Yeah. All right. Question time. McNugget asking the questions. One Hurricane. Why?
One
Why
Hurricane.
not?
Yeah, I was thinking. Well, the first reason is I only have one.
Well,
Which,
makes sense.
yeah, I've been thinking of putting in 2.
Taking out him.
Yeah, taking out him. But I found that he is actually really. I don't want to get rid of him.
Because he swings for the 13k.
Exactly.
You have her on the
And
sword,
also
which-
against this 10k and 11k Vanguards, with pretty much most of your boosts, you can hit really big attacks with him, which are kind of painful to your opponent's hand.
3 Robert seems reasonable. Mirror Demon, I'm still edgy on that card. If I were playing this deck, I probably wouldn't run him.
Although the question is, what other grade 2s would you run?
That is a good question.
Because the other grade 2s
I
you've
can't
got-
remember much about
You've got Nitro Juggler and your Flame Edge Dragon. I forget its name. Hungry Puppet. Hungry Piero.
Hungry
Yep.
Piero, that's right.
Which neither,
Elephant Juggler.
yeah, Elephant Juggler. Neither of them are useful in
Nitro
this deck.
What about Nitro Juggler is fairly useful.
That single Soul Charge.
Yeah, the single soul charge isn't much, but it has a higher power than him, which is
True.
what you're aiming for. In
Exactly.
This case.
Yeah, but yeah, the Soul Charge isn't really necessary, but the extra power is nice, I suppose. Except I just really do like Mirror Demon in those situations where you just want to pull something from Soul.
Yeah. Not much else to say with the grade 2s because, as you said, there's not many other grade 2s to sub out for. 4 bunnies. Any other cards that you'd run instead of bunnies? Say Skull Juggler or something?
No, not Skull Juggler, not in this build, just because there's no need for it. Like,
Yeah, like unlike Dark Regulars, Pale Moon don't need a big soul unless you're revolving around Mistress Hurricane, I'm guessing. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or Golden Beast Tamer, as McNugget's old build was.
That was a fun deck. Yeah. So, alright. That's all I really need to ask because the draw triggers seem reasonable. I don't see any problem with them.
The other thing with running 2 draw triggers is they do recycle if the attacker can hit.
So you can. It's essentially like running 4 or maybe.
Yeah,
it's potentially
yeah.
3 to 4. So
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially, but of course it's easier to block.
And it adds a soul charge when it bursts.
It does add a soul charge, which is nice.
It's always nice to have those little extra tidbits throughout the deck.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable build. He came. What did you come in last tournament?
11th.
He came 11th, guys.
Out of 18.
Out of 18.
But then again,
Yeah.
remember it is a Pale Moon, and this meta is dominated by things like Majesty World Blast.
But he did beat Dragonic Overlord the end with this deck, so
That comes 17th.
it can be done.
Yeah, he beat.
I came 17th, you came 16th.
And I came better than all these guys, so.
Yeah, beat Overlord the end and beat. What else did you beat?
He beat
Pale Moon Mirror Match.
Pale Moon Mirror Match. Once in every millennia will that ever occur, guys. There's no chance that will happen in a tournament again.
Yeah.
So
We'll never
this
see true
is.
Pale Moon
I love White Clovers or just Pale Moon.
Yeah. Just next tournament.
All my Pale Moon decks.
All of them the exact same as this deck.
So yeah, this is Sero-Kun's Pale Moon.
More of an easier to build Pale Moon.
Easier to build. It works very well. So.
Fairly cheap except for the SP Alice, I guess.
Is it Alice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thanks
So
for
pretty.
watching. Give us any of your constructive criticism below, and yeah, thanks for watching.
Subscribe,
Thank you.
people.